Hello everyone and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are continuing our preview playthrough in Thrawn's Revenge Imperial Civil War 2.2 as the New Republic in the Back to War GC. In the last episode, which was the first episode, we started off the campaign. We were told, if I just pull up our objectives here, to research the cure for the Kratos virus on Borderlands. So the first phase of that is going to be this right here. So we are trying to save up about 10,000 credits, and then we'll get construction started on that. So we're probably going to hold off on buying any units until we've passed about 2 or 3 weeks and getting those credits there. So what we will do first is, where is our patron fleet? It's not that one. It's definitely not that one.
In production.
Let's get that ship. We have this. Is this you? No, this is not you either. This is the fleet. This has to be it. Yeah, so we're going to take this fleet. This is going to be our main fleet for now, at least, and we are going to go to Bilbringi. So our goal for today, we're going to try to capture Bilbringi, we're going to try to capture Ord Mantell, and these are the only 2 Imperial planets up here. I think one of the things we want to do for this GC is to get a path from Bilbringi into Pakrik Minor put in, if there isn't one already, because I don't think there is, just so that these planets are connected to the other Imperial planets, and maybe even put a path from Ord Mantell into Coruscant or Kutrek. But let's get into this first battle here and see if we win or lose, because that looks like a much bigger fleet than I thought would be here. So the other thing is that this weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving, so I have a bunch of family functions to get to, but I'm still working away on some of the extra balance stuff that we're working on, and actually the main thing that I'm personally working on is finishing off some of the GC setups.
Going in.
And then Jorrit and Slorny are also doing some of the work on those. Like, usually what I'm doing is the first side of them. So I think I've talked about this before a bit, but every GC, it's coded one way for each faction. So you can actually have the same GC have very different setups depending on the factions. So I'm doing one side of them and then doing the general setup that way. And then
Enemy forces ahead.
I've done a few where I do the other sides, and then Slorny's done a few, Jorrit's done a few. So that's essentially how we're setting that up. But let's get this X-Wing squadron out of there.
Right away. On my way.
I'm gonna
Forward.
hope we don't blow up here.
Taking for coordinates.
But yeah, so that's the main thing we're doing. It's Era 5 that is mostly still being done. Ooh, this isn't good.
I've been hit.
Enemy fighters on me.
Preparing for jump to light speed.
We're gonna need to pull in some other ships. We might need that fleet with Akbar in it.
I'm under attack.
I think we're gonna get out. Nope, that dreadnought is dead. We're gonna have to rebuild that dreadnought. It's these HV guns. Rip Ticonderoga. We're gonna get you back.
Vehicle
There we go.
in production.
So we're gonna need a couple ships here. Let's actually drop this fleet in there as well,
Done.
and let's get Han for some extra anti-fighter.
T2B
Easier
over.
than the Kessel Run.
We're gonna leave Akbar over Karada. We're gonna take Karada at some point this episode as well, but right now they're not gonna be able to do much there, and I do want to save up for the Kratos gear. But yeah, so the main thing is to finish those GC setups. As far as units go for the release of 2.2, we're not super concerned with finishing them off right away. Like, there's a few units we would like to get done, but ultimately, there's no individual unit that we were feeling like we need to have this done before we can release. So it's the kind of situation where, like, if everything else is done and there's 1 or 2 units that aren't done, we're still perfectly happy to either go into beta or release that way. And then with 2.3 or whatever, we can add in the extra ship. Because like the Vigil Corvette, for example, is a ship that we want to add. But if it's
Choose your reinforcements.
not able to be in there, we're not going to be
Proceeding to
super
the
sad. We can just put it in a bit
Easier
later.
than the Kessel Run.
Okay, so we're going to try to draw out
Standing
the HV gun with an MC-80.
Got something
Because they don't have the most damage to begin with. And we're going to try to go for their actual fleet first.
Ready to commence. Weapons charged.
Standing by.
So I think they built that HV gun themselves. I don't remember putting one on Bilbringi to start with.
The enemy.
Okay, let's
Weapons
get
operational.
you in there. The second they
Fire on those laser
pop the
guns.
HV gun. Actually, I'm gonna try to jump our ships in down this way. I want to deal with their fleet before we deal with the Golans.
Mon Calamari cruiser here.
We can do that.
Mon Calamari
We do need to make sure they
cruiser
can see
Take it
it.
easy.
Don't HV gun Han.
ready for command. Affirmative. All craft attack.
Okay, there we go. They should fire the HV gun. Yes.
Choose your reinforcements.
Moving out. Heading out. Fall out.
So let's get some MC-80Bs in there. There's some pretty heavy hitters. Let's actually go for some Y-Wings. So we want the bombers.
En route.
Let's get a Quasar in there, because I may as well.
Orders
Some
received.
assault frigates.
Roger that.
And
Go.
our last couple of MC-80s.
Order.
There we go.
Maximum unit capacity.
Oh, these A-Wings actually shouldn't be buildable or spawnable. I think they might have been starting forces that were just not switched over. Because we actually have a variant for each fighter that spawns from the ships, and a variant that... okay, power you up. And a variant that is buildable.
Copy. Our target priority.
So there are just a few places where we've missed it. Because the difference is just the population cap. Because the spawning ones actually spawn differently, and they would count towards your pop cap if we left them the old way,
Bombers at the
which
ready.
wouldn't be
Target
ideal.
those lasers.
Right, let's get our bombers to keep going over to these ones,
I've lost engine
and
two.
make sure
Open fire
we
on
give
those
some
laser
help
guns.
to Shun and Shark Tank.
Scratch one.
Yes,
Hell,
Commander.
that's good. I'm in range. I've been
Awaiting
hit.
orders.
Scratch one.
Ready. Our target priority is the
And I
mission.
probably won't mention it too much in the future episodes, but for anyone who does want to get one of the ships named after them, there is a link in the description for the Patreon, and that's what that's based off of.
Take out their guns.
I'm thinking of doing a video for my current thoughts on that challenge mode that I've been talking about. Just to go over what my ideas are for it right now and see if anyone has any feedback on some ways to improve it before I actually do it. Like, we're probably going to do the Art of War playthrough, and there is also a link to the poll for which faction we're going to do that as in the description as well. But with the challenge mode thing, we're probably going to do that directly after our Art of War playthrough, and it's going to take a lot of work to set up. Someone was asking whether I'd ever try to include that in the actual release of the mod, but the way I'm going to have to do it, it's going to take a lot of work to do while it's going on, so it's slightly different from any other kind of GC, where even just the actual setup isn't the entirety of it. So it's more about the units and coding those in and having them set up, so I might have to shift some files around while playing to make sure it all works properly. So I'd like to try to find a way to incorporate it into the mod, sort of like a GC version of survival mode, but as it is, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, if I'll be able to think of a way to do it. So it certainly wouldn't be a 2.2 thing, because there'd be too much involved in trying to figure out those issues. Okay, well, we've taken out most of these ISDs. I don't think any of these units have single unit retreat, so I'm actually not sure which New Republic units would have that. Probably should make it a bit more common for them as well. With the Imperials, we want to keep the single unit retreat, which is where we have an ability for those of you who haven't seen it yet, to jump out just a single ship rather than retreating with everything. It's very common in the Empire of the Hand, less common in the Empire, and then the New Republic, we're probably going to make it relatively common as well for anything where we're lacking
Choose
abilities.
your reinforcements.
But I think this is a good place to drop in some more of our smaller units.
Weapons charged. Weapons operational.
Alright,
Ready.
Form up. Starting my run.
Mon Calamari cruiser.
let's get you over there.
Mon Calamari cruiser ready. Ready for command. Roger that. Form up.
Yes, Commander.
Alright.
Awaiting orders.
Because, yeah, we are only limited to 2 abilities,
Awaiting
so
orders.
Awaiting orders. Firing.
it depends really on what's there. Hopefully they don't HV gun that.
Copy.
That would be unfortunate.
Open fire on those laser cannons. All craft attack.
Enemy fighters in range.
I copy.
I've got it
All
lined up.
craft engage. Take out their guns.
Take out our guns. Alright.
I need help.
The more we can focus on any individual goal, the better we're off.
Generators.
See
Or
'em.
the better off we are. Not the better we're
Yes,
off.
sir.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
I need help. I've got
Our
it
target priority.
It seems kind of wasteful to go after the goal in 1 right now, but
Target the heavy guns.
I need help here.
Copy. Squadron, advance.
there weren't that many fighter. Like, I was waiting for fighter swarms to use Han, but
Hold on.
Our engines are down.
rip.
What are you thinking?
I copy.
I've got one on me.
Ready. Commence the attack. Cruiser standing by.
Okay, you actually get out of here. You're taking way too much fire off of
Commence.
other stuff.
All fire on the ion cannons. Weapons charged.
Let's get the MC-80B here to help that out.
Fire on those laser cannons. Weapons operational.
Then if these bombers want to go for the goal in 3 right there,
Ready. On calamari cruiser here.
I've got one on me.
On calamari cruiser.
okay, you stop right there.
Reinforcements.
Keep your eyes open.
None of those units will help that much against
Command.
for us right now.
Been hit. Ready for command. Target confirmed.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Open fire.
Try not to let one on your tail.
All right, Han, if you want to get in there, I'm kind of concerned of sending him into such a
Roger that. Attack.
heavy area, but
Target confirmed.
Awaiting orders.
Ready for duty. Setting course.
Copy.
all right. Those strike cruisers were probably doing a lot more damage than I was giving them credit for. So now that they're down, that's going to be a not insignificant amount of damage that we're not taking.
Roger
So
that. Engaging Imperial forces.
okay, Han, you seem to be doing okay. So
Reporting. Open fire on those laser cannons. Yes, sir.
Form up.
now let's get these B-wings to head over there.
I can't take another hit
Let's
like
get
that.
the rest of our bombers over there as well.
They're on me.
Yes, Commander.
Enemy fighter on me.
Right.
Enemy fighter.
Keep these 2 firing over there, and everything else we can try to switch over to this going, because these guns are mostly facing the other direction. The AI is not going to be able to use that
Got a target.
flip ability,
I need help. Can anyone
most
else see
likely.
him?
Right now they can't, at least.
Cruiser responding.
Let's get that power to weapons.
Back.
Then it's just a goal in 2 up there.
Got something you need moved?
Okay, Han, you're still doing fine. We do have the invulnerability ability.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
We've lost the primary drive
Our lasers
system.
are gone.
Hurry up, Jabba's waiting.
Alright,
Come on,
Shield
shoot.
generator.
he's lacking shield, so let's get down and out of
Check
here.
it out.
Weapons charged.
Gonna lose a quasar.
Engines down.
Weapons operational.
Yes, Commander.
I can't see
Ready.
it.
We do still have to deal with Zinj even after
Cruiser
the
here.
remnants down.
Those torpedo launchers must be destroyed.
I've been hit.
Loud and clear.
Don't tell me what to do.
Calamari
Alright, let's see if we can get you down there.
Enemy spotted.
These guys are still going to defend the station. You
Can't see him.
Ready for command.
know what? Let's not do that.
Hit like that.
Roger that.
Someone cover me.
Okay, now you guys can go in for that.
Enemy fighter
Roger that.
incoming.
Awaiting orders. Right away.
See if we can get you
On my way.
down here.
All fire on those torpedo launchers.
Almost all the turbo lasers on this side are
Our
down.
target
Can we just
priority
please
is
focus
the
on
laser
that?
cannons. Copy. Fire.
Form up. Target those lasers.
Our ion cannons are gone.
Alright.
I've lost engine 2.
Open fire. Reporting. Shields to maximum. Attack that target.
Targeting at
Choose your
maximum firepower.
reinforcements.
Okay, you know what? This is probably still better than nothing, so...
Reinforcements en route. Reinforcements en route. Reinforcements en route.
Got Stalwart Squadron in there.
Reinforcements en route.
Calling for me, sir? Roger that. It's as good as gone.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
Alright, let's hit this Lancer.
Ready. Transfer all power to shields.
Target's coming in fast.
Cruiser, standing
Now let's get
by.
you three to head up to that Golan.
We're drawing our fire.
Take it easy. Back me up here, Chewie. Cruiser responding.
Those fighters are going to be safe.
Ready to command.
They've got him targeted.
Ooh. Gonna have to rebuild some patrons after this.
They're falling back. That's got him.
Alright.
Formation. Stay in attack formation.
Watch this.
Alright, that was slightly costlier than I would have liked, but that was a pretty big defense force there. So we lost Tyrant's Bane. Rip Bane. Gonna have to rebuild that. We don't actually have a shipyard right now, do we? No, Fondor was our only shipyard planet. So luckily we are taking
Constructing.
Bilbringi right now. So let's actually get you guys over here. Mon Mothma, you want to just head back to Coruscant.
Into position.
Let's get these guys up here. So we're going to take Bilbringi, we'll swing up to Ord Mantell, and then we'll go for Carida.
Setting course.
I think we've mostly got our bases covered here. We're not in significant
Underway.
danger. From Kuat, we kind of are into the graveyard.
Construction.
But, yeah.
T2B over.
This is super handy to have. Okay. The HV gun, obviously. Then we have a barracks, a light vehicle factory. This is the actual Bilbringi map that we made. So I'm kind of worried about that AT-AT.
Construction complete.
But if we have a bombing run, that's going to do that. So we should be okay. Let's actually send Aaron over here. Yeah, I think we're good. The V-Wings even might be good enough. I'm not sure if we combine the V-Wings and the Rebel Armored Free Runners, then that might even be enough for the AT-AT as well. Armored Free Runners are actually one of my favorite units in ground maps, or ground mode.
I'll be there.
Will you, though?
Choose your reinforcements.
Alright, let's get our V-Wings and our air speeders up there. Ooh, snow speeders, right. We can just use the tow cables.
I understand.
Because we don't have any turbo lasers here. This is actually the Ascendancy Gallifrey. You can see the nice light effects that
Standing by. Scouting location.
Dr.
We've secured
Knickers
a
Close to me.
landing zone.
I'm on it.
put on them when he was importing it.
Ready to go. Executing flyby.
The model and skin were Davis, I believe, and
En route. I'm here.
it is the model we made for Ascendancy, so
Understood.
we're mostly
Commander,
transferring those guys all
moving to
over.
coordinates.
This is one of the maps that'll need like build pads and stuff.
We've secured a landing
Let me
zone.
help you. I'm going. Ready, sir. Roger that.
Let's grab all of the landing zones.
How can I help you? On my way.
We've secured a landing zone.
Him saying "How can I help you?" is really making me want to do Attack of the Food.
Adjusting navicomputer.
That was probably like the best mod plan we never did.
There they are.
Reinforcement point contested.
Skywalker here. Ready for order.
Skywalker
right away.
here. Alright,
Commander Skywalker reporting.
go up here.
Reinforcement point
I think
contested.
RAFs, I kind of want to buff them up a little bit
Reinforcement point contested.
and make them a 2 per company unit.
Reinforcement
Fire
point
support
contested.
ready.
May the force be with me.
You get the
Reinforcement
ground.
point
We'll cover the
contested.
air. Moving out.
Where do you need me? Don't underestimate. I understand.
Let's hit the base before turning around to kill those
I'm
units.
on it.
Oh, that would have been nice to get. You know what,
Copy.
Luke? Can
Be
you,
right there.
Roger that. Form up. We're going in.
Reinforcement point
Heading out.
contested.
All out.
T2B over. On it, sir.
Reinforcement point contested.
Waiting orders.
T2B, copy. I've got him in my sight. Cannons charged.
Bombing run available.
Weapons ready. Target.
Okay, so I probably don't even need to buff them up. Just need to make them
What's the mission?
This should be fun.
one per,
Copy.
or two per company,
Let's
not
move
one
out.
per company.
I copy. Ground targets locked.
Reinforcement point contested. We've captured an abandoned sensor array.
Good for us.
Let's go. Ready for attack.
Fire support ready.
Reporting. Keep going.
I copy.
We're not going to be able to
Gold Squadron commencing attack.
time that well.
Yes, sir.
Computers locked on target.
Reinforcement point
Yes,
contested.
Commander. Ready. This way. AT-AT ahead. Break out the
Let's see if we can hit that.
Initiating sweep.
We've got your back.
Reporting in.
Reinforcement point contested.
Just got to distract them from being shot. Oh, we can just annihilate it. Never mind. Good job, tow cable guys.
Skywalker reporting.
Reinforcement
Yeah,
point
the
contested.
RAFs don't need to be buffed.
Weapons
Just need to swap them
online.
down to one per company. Problem solved.
I copy. Target in range.
And something that I usually mention at the start of the episodes, but I didn't this time, is that do keep in mind while you are watching this that
Got it. May the force
everything you
be
are
with
seeing
me.
is still under
Don't
development.
underestimate.
So this is all like pre-alpha.
Reinforcement point contested.
So if there are any questions about what's coming up, again, just leave them in the comments. I'll try to address everything I can. And
Ready to go.
so obviously I'm talking about a lot of the stuff that we do want to change,
Bombardment
but I will do my best to
available.
answer
I copy.
any questions,
Has
other
he
than when the
also
mod is
on
coming out,
Warcraft?
because we really have no way of
I'll
knowing.
help any way I can.
So
Over there, you got it. Yes.
Reinforcement
Armor
point
standing by.
contested.
Main cannons
They're falling
charged.
back.
okay, perfect. So there's Bilbringi. We're going to
System
turn this into our main
complete.
shipyard. Let's.
Beginning construction.
It's in the back, so we're just going to throw the.
Building cancelled.
You know what? Let's not throw the mining facilities on there
Building
because
cancelled. Building started.
it's not a very high value planet, and we're limited in how many of those we can build overall, anyways.
Complete.
So, ooh, there's Krenel. It's going to be another hard planet to take. They only have a goal in one there. They have no HV gun. So this is actually not that bad.
Construction complete.
But we have that to research, so let's build that up. I think the other two parts of it take longer and have the actual counter up there. There's like 5 minutes for the... It's a 3-step cure thing. And I'm pretty sure we spawn in like Booster Tarek and some other heroes as we go through the storyline here. But let's see what we get out of this. I think we gotta go to Ryloth next. Okay, the Braddock's have completed the research. They think they've discovered a cure, but we need some more supplies. You need to go to Ryloth and extract some real core to bring back to the Vratics on Borleus. So we do need to go down to Ryloth. We're still locked here for a second. Okay, acquire the real core from Ryloth. So we'll have to go down, like,
Construction
Takrik to
complete.
Fondor,
Construction
Typheri,
complete.
Yago. What's the fastest way to do this? Oh, Jindine will need to be connected there. We'll try to go to Danan.
On my way.
Denon. Womp womp. Can't actually leave here. Alright, so I'll have to keep that in mind for something to fix. I'll write that down right now. I got my TV from my apartment, and I set it up as a third monitor because I need apparently 3 gigantic screens. going to post a picture of that at some point, but...
Construction complete.
So now my whiteboard is blocked by this giant TV. Well, it's 32 inches, but it's still excessive. Alright, so I think next episode we're going to try to go for Denon and Ryloth. This episode we are still going to focus on those things I said. So let's... this fleet should be more than enough.
Constructing.
So let's do those things I said. Send these guys up here. Let's take a look at our Zinj neighbors up here too.
Tactical battle.
I kind of think Holland is going to be blocked off as well. I'm not sure if they were added after I made the GC and the GC editor, but... That may mean we technically don't get the victory screen because they'll always have Hal in it. But we'll see.
What are you thinking?
Ooh, raid fleet.
Alright, hang on. You owe me. How's this?
The enemy is
Don't
approaching.
worry, I'll leave.
So let's back off to over here. I'm not worried about a hypervelocity gun, so I'm
Choose
happy to let the
your
raid fleet come in.
reinforcements.
And we'll see what we're dealing with. Maybe some Hapens, because I like Hapens.
We're on the move. Consider it done. Proceeding to location.
Then we got the return of Ticonderoga, Phoenix,
Weapons charged.
Nemersith Knights, Shit Shark Tank, Relena, Indignant,
Ready.
Rebel 2.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Moving out.
Moving ahead.
Heading out.
Moving into position.
Alright, they're not going to want to leave over there too soon, because they do have the Golans. What do we got here? Ooh, 4 ISDs. So these are a Zinj raid fleet.
Try not to let one on your tail. Setting course.
Alright, are they going to come for us or for them? I think they want to go for the station. So let's give it a second.
I'm in range. Form up. Lasers linked and ready.
Hit their fighters as they come out. I think this raid fleet is stronger than their fleet. If I had to guess.
Yes, Commander. Attack!
Oh, and as far as the double jump issue and stuff like jumping in, flickering, and re-jumping in for the multi-layer script, I believe, like, Pox messaged me pretty much right before I started recording this episode that he has found a potential other workaround that solves all the problems with it. Because we talked about a different way to, like, sort of reversing how we hide it, so that you at least wouldn't see them when they jump in and do the double jump. But potentially what he's found would be able to completely solve the other issues with it too, where they can, like, soak up damage before they actually come in. But let's turn around here and get ready to go in.
You got it.
Okay, we're gonna
We can outmaneuver them.
catch the raid fleet here while they're doing some damage to the main fleet.
Can do.
Choose your reinforcements.
We can afford to bring in some of these
Reinforcements
other X-Wings and A-Wings and
Reinforcements
whatnot.
en route. Reinforcements
Advancing.
en route. Reinforcements en route. Reinforcements en route.
Try not to let one on your tail.
Alright,
Changing course to intercept.
I know.
get these bombers over there. I'm kind of worried about
Never upset a Wookiee.
I'm in range.
the Raptors for Zinj, but
I'm losing power.
Ready for command.
I'm getting torn apart.
Attacking target.
Target's coming in fast.
I'm in a tight spot.
let's try to focus our ships a little bit more up here.
Will.
Enemy sighted.
Forward.
I can't see him.
Form
Get these two to go around the back here. There we go.
Down. Let anyone else see him.
Stay in attack formation.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, pause you there.
I can't take another hit like that.
Awaiting orders. Copy.
I can't see
Fire
him.
at will.
Actually, considering how long these space battles have taken, we may not... they're
Enemy fighters.
probably not even going to be able to take
Reporting.
the ground on Ord Mantell, let alone Karada.
Incoming. Where's the cover?
What do you need, kid?
I copy.
Alright, you guys are going a little bit far up, So let's stop you there. And swap that to over there.
Fire on the shield generator. Alright. Cruiser standing by.
I'm in range. 3-2, full throttle.
Dilak Krenel's way down there.
Cruiser responding.
Should we go around for another pass?
Alright, you guys start swinging up this way to hit that one.
Weapons.
And if you guys want to hit, let's actually go for the Golan.
Awaiting orders.
Squad, I need help.
Copy.
I can't stay out here.
Weapons.
Rip Criterios.
Can anyone else see
Open
him?
fire on those laser cannons.
I can't take another hit like that.
Ready.
Alright, power weapons.
Fire for maximum
Destroy that, and we'll swap over to Krenel with everything else.
Enemy fighters.
Primary drive system is down.
Draw their fire. Attack.
I can't hold out.
Mon calamari cruiser ready.
They're coming around.
Can't hold on.
Have blaster will travel.
Ready.
Ready for command.
I got one on me.
Squad, I need help.
We might have to do a little bit of work in the next episode to rebuild some of our fleet,
Switch pattern.
Form up.
or to build it up a little bit more, because we do still have a ton of units floating around.
On it. Awaiting orders.
I'd love to pick up another one of these guys if this would actually go and do something.
Target that.
No wonder it's been taking so long.
Drawing their fire.
Commence the attack. Reporting. Attack. Yes, sir.
I'm not sure why the MC40 doesn't have power to shield, so we'll have to add that in.
A-wing squadron.
We still haven't done the full ability pass on anything yet,
Hurry up, Job.
which is why some of the stuff like single unit retreat and power to shield or anything like that is missing on
Order received. Yes,
some of our New Republic, or a lot of the New Republic units.
Cruiser standing by. Loud and clear.
But that'll be coming up fairly shortly. I think since the script's already there,
This baby's gonna
if I were to add the single unit retreat to the units even in the middle of the GC, it should still work.
Attack that target.
Cruiser responding. Ready to commence. Weapons charged. Open fire on those laser cannons.
Alright,
Fire.
this guy's still up there, retreating from us.
Losing my engine.
Right. Weapons operational.
Weapons on.
ready.
Weapons ready.
Weapons ready. Sure.
Target.
See?
V-wing squadron reporting.
What are you thinking? Ready.
Alright,
On calamari cruiser.
so close.
Something moved?
Yeah. Hope there's a cantina over there.
On calamari cruiser ready. Ready for command.
I'm in range.
Roger that.
Attack formation.
Hey, Jabba doesn't like waiting either. Easier than the Kessel. Form up.
Keep your eyes open for those
Open
fighters.
fire.
Stay in attack formation.
Awaiting orders.
Attack formation. Stay in attack formation. Heading out.
I know.
What the? Why are they leaving the map?
Copy.
I've got a problem.
Consider it done.
Full throttle.
I got
That is weird. Most of what we want to do with the AI we're sort of putting for 2.3, since we're seeing stuff like that. I'm going to just talk about that a little bit. But yeah, so there's a lot of behaviors that we changed where we removed some of the dumber behaviors, but there's still some gaps to fill because of that. Where we're mostly going to be changing a lot more behaviors and adding some other stuff in 2.3. Most of the changes that we made to the GC has been on the galactic level in 2.2. So fixing some of the issues with like the fleet trickling that there would have been in 2.1 and stuff like that. Changing how they deal with fleet compositions and hopefully dealing a bit with some of the cheating when it comes to build limits that the AI sometimes has a problem with. But
Got it. Fly casual.
Watch for enemy fighters.
alright, here we go. So we're going to go and do the Ord Mantell invasion. I think that's going to be it for the episode. So we did lose a little bit there. We lost Stalwart Squadron, so we're going to have to pop you back in there. Oh. Can't. Yeah, I got to make sure they're actually buildable. So I'll just have to do some XML editing. But, yeah, I think we're good to do that. Let's send
Cores Course plotted.
These guys up here. These
Right
guys
away.
over here. What's this map? Oh yeah, it's the Lord Mantell map, obviously. It'd be nice if we could see what's going on. So there's actually a decent Zinj fleet there. I do want to save them for a little bit later. In next episode, our focus will be getting to Dinan and Ryloth. Let's check the graph here. Their economy's doing really well. Military is slightly better than ours, but they're dropping faster than we are.
Construction complete.
Okay, so turbo lasers, advanced vehicle, 2 advanced vehicle factory, heavy factory. I think we should be good. So let's start with Luke. I think the RAFs can take out the IDT as well.
Formation commencing.
Like, I think at least the anti-vehicle turret is able to target air units.
I'm with you. I see it. Be right there.
This should be fun.
Heading there now. You can count on me.
Alright, so let's grab
Choose
this.
your reinforcements.
Drop. you.
Reinforcements
Adjusting
en route.
navicomputer.
En route.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Come on, Chewie.
Course plotted.
Reinforcements en route.
And I think
I'll be
the
there.
sensor node is up here, or sensor array
I
is up here.
understand. I'm on it.
This should be fun.
I always forget.
The enemy has
What's
been
on your
spotted.
mind?
Yes, perfect.
Commander,
Armor ready.
We've secured an abandoned sensor array.
Alright, so we don't need to
You
scout
guys
down
wanna
there
help me out
anymore.
here?
ready, sir.
Stay close to me. Understood.
Alright, those turbo lasers there. Bit of a problem. What I'd like to do
Ready to
here.
roll. Course plotted.
I don't know if the passability is set for it, but if we can actually get. No, it's not.
I'm
The gunk
here.
water isn't passable.
As easy as bullseyeing womp rats.
I don't think we'll be able to. That's one of the infantry problems. Oh, never mind.
Understood.
Okay,
Ready for orders.
you guys head up
Attack.
here. They got past us. We're going to use a bombing run on the.
Bombing run
That pad there.
available.
Reporting. Target's
Fire.
locked.
Over there.
I've got my
Scanning.
approach vector.
Executing flyby.
Destroyed.
Open fire. Copy.
No.
Closing on target. En route.
Unit
Wow.
destroyed.
Let
Alright,
me help
well,
you.
that sucks. Air units are really not as strong as they
Choose
were,
your reinforcements.
which honestly makes me more happy than not. But that was still probably.
I am a Jedi.
I think maybe bumping up their power
Find I'm full of
and keeping their survivability pretty low
going.
Providing
would be the best way to handle that.
Your overconfidence is your weakness.
back up here.
Your faith in your friends is yours.
Last mistake they'll
Da,
ever
da,
make.
da, da.
Unit destroyed. Unit destroyed.
Too many tanks are available to me.
Unit destroyed.
Dark, I'd better see a timestamp for this because it
Wanna help me
counts.
out here? Can you give me a hand with
Got to
it?
keep you on your toes.
Come on. Let's go.
So one of our
Unit destroyed.
longtime subs, Dark Jedi,
Unit
has been
destroyed.
putting timestamps for all the times I sing in the comments.
I got a bad feeling.
So if
Port ready.
if that's the kind of thing you're interested in and you want to click on those links and hurt your ears,
Take 'em out,
then
Chewie.
I've got him in my sight.
Loud and clear.
Fragments
Skywalker here.
available. Unit destroyed. Unit
Commander Skywalker
destroyed.
We're actually losing a lot of our tanks
They
here.
are. I'll get them. I'm on
And in
them.
charge.
What's up? Bring them on.
The lack of shielding on the RAFs makes them a little bit harder to deal with. Oh
Where do
god.
you need me? Going after them.
It spawned right into the wreckage.
Awaiting your signal.
I think the AACs can handle that as well.
Copy. Be right there.
Providing cover.
The Force is my ally.
Choose your reinforcements.
Adjusting now.
Moving to coordinates.
On my way.
Okay. Almost ready.
The mission. Okay.
Kyle Katarn, welcome, sir. We'll back you up where we can.
Just cleaning up the last of these infantry, so...
Roman one
Support
available.
ready.
This map has always been one of the ones where there's something that is affiliated with someone, so it's off to a side somewhere, and it's hard to see.
Situation untenable.
So I'm going to auto-resolve from the galactic map. Or actually, I think we can just drop these in, and it'll work. I don't want to risk auto-resolving and losing the heroes for that.
Commencing.
Constructing.
So we got to figure out what's going on that map that makes that happen. There's something hidden somewhere that's
Building under
preventing the
construction.
battle from ending. But either way, thank you so much for watching, everyone. We will be back on Wednesday. I might throw in an earlier episode than that, just for funsies. But we will be back for sure on Wednesday, and we are going to try to get the second part of the real core, or the second part of the Krytos virus cure, by going to Denon and then down for Ryloth from there. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.